2026 Toyota Land Cruiser FJ vs 2026 Ford Bronco-Sport comparison details. Here's a detailed comparison between the 2026 Toyota Land Cruiser FJ and the 2026 Ford Bronco-Sport, based on available specs and features. Because the Land Cruiser is a larger vehicle, and the Land Cruiser FJ smaller sibling is still a bit speculative for many markets, I'll focus on the main Land Cruiser model for clarity. Overview and positioning. The 2026 Land Cruiser FJ is positioned as a rugged, premium off-road SUV with full-time 4WD, strong tow capability, and a heritage design. The 2026 Bronco Sport is a more compact, lifestyle-oriented adventure SUV/crossover with off-road cues, four-wheel drive, or AWD, capability, but lighter duty compared to full-size off-roaders. If you're comparing for buying, size, capability, budget, and usage will vary a lot between these two. Key specifications. Engine and performance. Land Cruiser FJ uses the iForce Max hybrid powertrain, a turbocharged 2.4-liter four-cylinder plus electric motor, producing 326 HP and 465 lb-ft of torque. Paired with full-time 4WD in locks in center and rear differentials as standard. Estimated combined fuel economy around 23 mpg, US, for the hybrid version. Bronco Sport offers a 2.0L turbocharged four-cylinder, in some trims, with about 250 HP and 275 lb-ft torque in the 2026 spec sheet. Also an entry 1.5L/3-cylinder version in some markets with lower output, 180 HP, in earlier models. Construction, unibody, likely, with more comfort-oriented ride than a hardcore off-roader. Towing and capability. Land Cruiser FJ. Max towing capacity around 6,000 pounds, 2,722 kilograms, when properly equipped. Strong off-road credentials, full-time 4WD, locking differentials, multi-terrain select, crawl control, stabilizer bar disconnect option for articulation. Bronco Sport. Towing capacity is much more modest, up to around 2,200 pounds, 1,000 kg, for many trims. Some listings suggest up to 2,700 lbs on specific trims, Badlands, when properly equipped. Ground clearance and off-road features are decent for its class, but it's not in the same heavy-duty off-road league as the Land Cruiser. Dimensions and interior/use case. Land Cruiser FJ. Larger vehicle, for reference, some specs show length 196.4 in, 4,990 mm, in Canadian spec. Seats 5 in US spec, 2 rows, for the 2026 model. Cargo space behind second row 37.5 CUFT in one spec sheet, though US spec may vary, in that review. Bronco Sport. More compact, example a spec listing shows 173 in length, width 72-74 in depending on version. Seats 5, 2 rows. Cargo capacity will be less than a large SUV like the Land Cruiser. Because it's smaller, more maneuverable in tighter urban/medium terrain situations. Feature highlights. Land Cruiser FJ. Heritage-inspired design with modern tech. Strong off-road hardware, locking diffs, full-time 4WD, stabilizer bar disconnect, crawl control, etc. Premium interior options, leather seats, large infotainment screens, etc. Bronco Sport. Several GOAT modes/terrain management modes, depending on trim, for different driving surfaces. Lighter weight, more crossover-friendly vehicle with off-road style and capability for its class. More affordable entry point and typically better fuel economy versus large 4x4S, though Land Cruiser's hybrid helps.